All right, and hey guys, welcome to the Real Politics. This is Utah's 2024 GOP primary, and tonight we actually have a lot to cover, including the United States Senate race. We got Utah gubernatorial races. We got 3 out of the 4 Utah congressional districts. So as we continue down this road, who is going to win? That's up to who knows. Right now, the gubernatorial race is between Spencer Cox and Phil Lyman. And a lot of Utah has support of Phil Lyman already. And but does Spencer Cox have the Salt Lake City advantage? And that's what is going to be determined is going to be Salt Lake, Utah, Weber, and Davis County. Washington County, you've shown up and shown out for Phil Lyman, also Colby Jenkins, and I appreciate that. As much as I love Colby, will he have enough to beat Celeste? Will Paul Miller up in Congressional 1st District have enough to kick out Blake Moore? And who will be Utah's Attorney General? We're about to find out. Stay tuned. All right, guys, as we switch over here, let's let's start taking a look at some of these maps right really quick. And, uh, all right, finally we're back. Sorry about that delay, everybody. That's what is going on now. A lot of these are starting to finally report a little bit. We got them off on the screen. Now this is through state designated website here, and so this is probably going to be the most accurate as all the 29 counties sit here and kind of deliver with that. But right now, we got quite a few in. We got 11% and 27% for Blake Moore, which is fantastic. Up in the U.S. Senate race, and it looks like John Curtis is leading that 10% over 6.454 Trent Staggs, which that's not good. If you're a Trent Staggs person, this has got to be kind of debilitating, especially where John Curtis has name ID because he was the 3rd congressional district for the last few years. But if you're in Utah 2nd, you're starting to see these numbers right here, and 10% is looking really, really good. Now it's neck and neck. If we go to view by results by how this is, and we're going to see what counties are starting to show up at. And then Washington County, you've actually got some pretty good data coming in. We got 12,917 for Colby and 10,104 for Celeste. Now, these are just early votes. I thought Colby would have a landslide here. But if you look at some of these other counties that have yet to report in, Tooele County, you're at 3,300 for Colby and 3,200 and change for Celeste. It's going to come down to basically what Davis and Salt Lake County. Now, Celeste is winning those right now, and hopefully that flips over into Colby's favor a little bit later. For right now, that race is way, way too early to call. And this is the Gubernatorial of the vote in at 60,000 votes and 62% for Spencer Cox. However, I believe a lot of the day in-person voting will start to show up when it comes to when everything is said and done. So if you look at the map here, some of these that are going straight up for Phil Lyman are going to be, obviously Washington County. Then you got Emory County looking pretty strong right as of now for Phil Lyman. Then you got Ewing County's looking good, Duchesne, Summit. But that's a surprising one for me, especially for Spencer Cox, Salt Lake County. Usually he's not very loved in Salt Lake, but then again, he is a moderate, so he might actually fare a little bit better. Spencer Cox has the lead in guys. So if Phil wants to win, he's going to have to show up really huge for those rural counties. But Washington County, I would think that Phil would run away with this, especially in some of those, medium-sized counties, especially Washington County. But let me go. Let me know what you guys think in the down below. That's crazy. Now, obviously, we got other races here. We got Colorado's House. I would love to see what Lauren Boebert's doing. Some people love her, some people hate her, and we're gonna find out if she's gonna take that new seat in Congress and obviously whoever's. Let's have a look over here at the Utah House races really quick. Okay, that's not one to play out too well, but we're going to keep on going down here. As you can see on your screen right now, we got John Kerr's leading at 53%. He's just kind of one. Other 29 counties have reported that Jason Walton is just going to be left in the dust at this point. 6%. He's probably not going to crack 10%. For I will All right, looks like we've got our connection back. I'm a white tough, and usually it's pretty good, but lately it's just been shoddy. You know, let's just go ahead and really reload All right, looks like we're back on screen. I apologize, everybody, for the inconvenience. This stream has just been horrible, and right now we're just having technical difficulties, and I really don't know why. Internet is just fine. We just went and checked it. Looks like everything's on the up and up, so we're not too far behind here. But that's not. I don't know if it's just the overall bandwidth of the entire state right now. Usually when I do live streams, they're not this bad, but usually I don't save them as recordings. But this is the race that I really want to, because earlier this year, if you're just joining and you've never heard me before, never seen me before, I'm Ty Jensen. I ran for Utah's 2nd Congressional District here in the state of Utah. And I'm so proud to step aside and to represent Colby. Colby is just one of those. That's just a very great United States House of Representative member. But we got to get him over the hump. And right now, we're going to go see what his numbers are, essentially. Right now, he's just trailing behind her but only a handful, because that in Kane County should be way in by now. Looks like we got some out of Garfield County for Celeste, which is really surprising. She doesn't give two bits about anything to do with Garfield County. She doesn't even know where really Panguitch is. She doesn't even care, if there's a Bryce Canyon. She doesn't care because she's not a person that I would think that would love those like we do. We here in Utah, we love our outdoors, and she is not one of those that's going to, go hike the Escalante staircase. She's not one that's going to take the devil's backbone. Well, I don't know. Celeste should have a little bit of a easy, more comfort, especially in Iron County. However, because of Colby's military service, we really think that he could pull ahead and take Iron County from her and stay in that position. And that's not good, especially for Washington County. They were so pro Colby, 10,000 votes, where she should never have 10,000 votes. I honestly thought Washington County she should have at least maybe 6, maybe 7 at most. But she's showing out. She must have done something to win over a majority of the Washington County voters for somehow. And so we keep going down here, and Miller County's commissioner has really been pushing Celeste hard. And obviously, she was only up by 100. Looks like we got another update coming. And we'll take all the updates that we can get in. And it looks like it is neck and neck. Now remember, this is a good thing because there was only 99 votes over in the primary for Juab County for District 2. And so with that being neck and neck, that's a good sign for Colby Jenkins, which has not taken the lead quite yet, but he will. I assure that he will. Like I said, Colby's going to have around a 51 to 55% if he wins, which is very good, very telling. But the one race everybody wants to really know is what is going on with the U.S. Right now, John Curtis has got that. He's got that big, huge lead. Utah's first district. Celeste and Colby, like I said a couple of seconds ago, they're starting to get a lot tighter as these numbers start coming back in. I think a lot of the day of voting, we got Mike Kennedy. Now, Mike Kennedy should win Utah's 3rd district. And as I get a text in from, we got Paiute and I go take a look at those. But let's look at this race. And obviously, this race is a lot closer. Obviously, it's not the race that we really love right now, just because Spencer Cox is an established Libertarian. He is ahead by 20,000 votes, I believe, or 20%. 20%. So he is ahead at least by 47,000 votes. And that's not good. Right now, that's not good. But we're sitting here, we're waiting for those day of voters. See, Washington County has not updated for a minute. Iron County has not updated. And so a lot of these counties have not updated their numbers as far as from the state. So it's too early to call, especially for any of these races right now. But maybe Utah's 3rd. We could probably call that here in a few minutes for Mike Kennedy, with him being in such a huge lead. Frugal Dougal is gone. He's done. He's out. Stuart Pay, gone, done. Thank God he's out. And then we got Case Lawrence. Like I said earlier, I love Case, but he's just not going to be the member that everybody wanted. And so right now it's going to come down to Mike Kennedy and it's going to come down to right here. We got the Gubernatorial up here in the Big Four. Utah County is going to have well over, I would say, at least 100,000, maybe at least 100,000 votes. And so if Phil Lyman can narrow Utah County, gain a little bit more momentum in Salt Lake County, but he has to show up big in all these bluer counties right here that have not reported in yet. Grand County is probably, or San Juan is going to go with Phil, but Grand County is probably going to go to Spencer Cox. Wayne County should go for Phil Lyman, and I really hope it does. We got new numbers out of Paiute County. We got 286 for Phil and 223 for Spencer Cox, which is really surprising, to be honest. But here's where I think is funny. If Phil can win in Sanpete County, what does that really tell for the Sanpete County kid in Spencer Cox? Because we all know that's where he's from. We all know, Spencer is from, I believe, Fairview or Mount Pleasant, somewhere around there. A close eye on this race as well as the U.S. Senate race. The one race we haven't had any word about yet is the Utah Attorney General, and we're going to go take a look at that right now. Derek Brown, surprisingly, we all thought it was going to be Frank Mylar, but with 45% in for the Utah Attorney General is going to Derek Brown, and that's kind of surprising with 111,000 votes. Now, look, anything down ballot is going to kind of get thrown to the wind a little bit because people are going to stop after the U.S. Senate, after the gubernatorial and the House races. But I'm really hoping that people voted in line for the Attorney General and the state auditor between Tina Cannon and Ricky Hatch. Now, Ricky Hatch, I've heard the rumblings that he is maybe establishmentarian, but Tina Cannon's been a candidate for Utah's first at least twice. Right now, she is ahead by at least 13%. So we're going to see how this race turns out for Tina Cannon. But as we go down, we got some of these other House races. And let's just. So if you live in one of these state Senate seats or state House seats, I'm going to pause. I'm not going to talk for a second. Grab a drink of water really quick, but I'm going to keep on scrolling through these and I'll be right back. So if you're looking at this with me and you're looking down in the Washington County area and you're going to see Republican for the state Senate 29, you would think that county would go absolutely gangbusters and kick out Don Ipeson. But apparently he has the lead, and he's in the lead by at least, quite a few, at least, 6 points or, 6%. Really shocking, but there's not enough numbers that have came in yet. Because if you look at the U.S. And the House congressionals, they're really not giving much give as far as numbers. And so these numbers right here will probably change for you, especially with these two. Now, there's only 101 that's coming in. So as these numbers improve, we'll let you know. But new numbers did come in. Let's go back up here. Let's see what the numbers are for some of these races. Now, as we look towards this, John Curtis is still in the lead by 52%, with Trent Staggs gaining a little bit. He went from 27, now he's at 28%. And so 70,000 votes for him, but 131,000 for John Curtis. Now, this is statewide. So it's going to be all the 29 counties that are going to report. But we still got at least 12 counties that still need to report in. So we're about to see how that turns on. Paul Miller just getting hammered, unfortunately, up in Utah's 1st district. And that's a shame. But what is really surprising is this race right here is this House race between Celeste Malloy and Colby Jenkins. You would think that he would just have a lot more edge. You would think that he would just do a lot better. Unfortunately, he's not quite there yet, but only 10 of the 13 counties have reported, and this is going to be a very long broadcast. But now we start to look at maybe like a J.R. Bird, who's right now, he's in 3rd place. Case is overtaking him for 2nd place, but right now Mike Kennedy is still in the lead. And so we're going to see what 6 out of these 11 counties are going to do as far as they're concerned, because some of these counties have not reported in. But everybody wants to know what is going to happen with this race right here. And this is the race that everybody is looking to as far as what is our state is going to be, whether it's going to be a vote for he, him, or if it's going to be for America First. And so right now, Phil Lyman is at only 40%. And hopefully that can flip in a 180 move really quick. Now, there are over, 900,000 registered Republicans. And so I really hope this wasn't one of those, I'm going to sit this year out and we'll wait and see what happens. We cannot have that happen. So as these counties start to come in a lot more, we're going to see how that's going to play out. But I want to know, where are you guys from? What are you guys looking forward to as far as like how are these numbers right now affecting how you're? I mean, are you just beside yourself? I really want to know how you're handling this right now, because this is going to be such a big issue, especially if Utah loses not only the 1st district, the 2nd district. We may gain 1 in the 3rd with Mike Kennedy, but if we lose the gubernatorial, how is that going to affect Utah on a local level? Now, some of these numbers are just shocking me, especially, like I said, Washington County, Tooele County, Salt Lake's no surprise there, especially a very liberal, purplish county in Salt Lake County. But how is this affecting you as far as your expectations? I mean, expectations were way up here, and right now these numbers that are coming in, these early numbers, they're starting to be right down here and towards the bottom as far as expectations are concerned. So I want to know what your thoughts on there are as we go back. We're going to keep diving in these numbers because the numbers are important. The proof is in the pudding, but unfortunately that pudding is starting to be sour as far as this is concerned, because we really need a little bit better of a showing as housing can change. And so where can he pick those up? And hopefully a lot of these 12 counties that have not reported and the other 17 that need to be updated, hopefully they will update in a favor that will favor Phil over Spencer. But this race was supposed to be, according to some, supposed to be, over by now. Looks like we're getting an update right now, especially from Fox, Elder, and Rich County. Rich just came in. And so, Rich is a very small county. has a lot of good, really people up there, especially around Bear Lake. Bear Lake's one of my favorite summer spots. If you've ever been up there and you go to Bear Lake, make sure you get a raspberry shake. Seriously, one of the best you'll ever have in your entire life. And then we look over here to Cache County. That's still not yet to report in. Now, that is Logan. That's Logan, Utah, right there. That's going to be a big deal, especially with Smithfield, Logan, North Logan, and some of those other surrounding rural towns inside Cache County. Spencer Kosh is just going to he's obviously going to take Salt Lake County, but Utah County, I would really hope that Phil can flip Utah County. Now, only 48, thousand ballots have came in. There's a long ways to go in Utah County. So I'm really hoping that with Utah County, that really flips really soon, especially around those rural areas or more rural like Spanish Fork, Payson, San Quinn. Some of those areas start to pull away from Phil Orem area. Hopefully Alpine, the whole Alpine district up by the mouth of the mountain will start to come in for Phil, but we'll see. We'll see. We got a long ways to go. Washington County still is not yet updated. We're still waiting for updates for them. Kane has yet to come in. San Juan has yet to come in. Grand County, Wayne County, which is really surprising. Their numbers are so low that they should have already had these out. Sevier County, they always wait till the last minute. There's no freaking surprise there whatsoever. Sevier counties are just one of those counties that are just they can easily post their numbers bright and early, really quickly. But a lot of these counties, they just kick the can down the road for some So Derek Brown obviously doing his thing for Utah Attorney General. He's at 45%. And honestly, it really doesn't surprise me a whole lot. I love Derek. He was a former, chairman of the Utah GOP. He was absolute, on Capitol Hill for many, many years. But as we're just sitting here waiting, I really want to sit here and know what your thoughts are, especially for the Republican for governor. Um, Phil Lyman's it's not looking too good, but there's only 18 out of the 29 counties that have reported, and we're still waiting for the counties. All right, as we still wait for, I know what you guys are thinking right now because you guys are going to be in disbelief, especially if you were voting for, Paul Miller over Blake Moore. If you were voting for a bunch of others, we're still trying to figure out how this is going to go down. And so let me know, because some of these numbers are not looking good. However, it looks like votes have came in for Colby and Celeste. Except we're still waiting, obviously, for the 3 counties, so that could flip at any moment. This was updated a few minutes ago. It looks like the race, though, for Utah's third is still Mike Kennedy in the lead. I believe he's going to easily take that. Let's take a look at some of these other races, though. Especially, district or state Senate 29, where you had, the overzealous Chad Benyon and Don Iveson. Now, I thought this would have flipped by now, but then Washington County still hasn't yet updated. But when it does update, this can be a whole different situation. But does Don keep his Senate seat? And that's up to, that's going to be, up for debate right there. Lockhart is obviously losing to Haie for 22. That's a little bit shocking. I love Emily. Emily's such a great character. Love her to death. If we look down some of these other, like a State House 16, for Trevor Lee. Now, Trevor Lee, what a good guy. I'm like, but he's only in the lead for maybe just about 200. He's got 200 votes, and I wish him the best of luck. I hope he can hold on to this. Daniela Harding, I wasn't a huge fan of hers, but it looks like we got some more updates as far as that's concerned. Vote Utah has said Iron, Cash, Davis, and Grant have updated. So we're just waiting for those to update here on the map as far as these guys are concerned. Now, with those maps, we're going to have a big deal. If they just came in and we have new numbers, then we need to be on top of those numbers. Okay, I can tell you right now, nothing's changed for the U.S. Senate race. Doug Curtis is still firmly in that lead. Blakemore has pushed away a little bit. He's now up to 73%. The gap for Colby and Celeste has narrowed just a little bit. She's only up by 3,300. No, 30. It was what? 2,900 maybe. 29, so that can easily flip into Colby's favor, and Colby might squeak this out. I really hope that he will, but Utah's 3rd district right now with Mike Kennedy, I believe that Mike is going to hold that 5-way race. I don't think there's anything to say about that. We're looking at Congressman Kennedy potentially, or maybe Congressman Byrd. Maybe Case will maybe push ahead just a little bit, but however, Mike Kennedy was the convention candidate, plus J.R. Byrd. He did go out and gather signatures, but he's a lot more likable, and he's also a mayor, so that really helps in his effort to become a congressman. I mean, not really. There's no statute for any of that, but I'm just saying it does help in some sort. However, Frugal Dougal, see you later. Stuart Pay, thank God, see you later. I never really was a fan of you. I'll say that loud and proud. This gubernatorial race, these red lines, they really need to start shrinking big time because it is not looking too good for Phil Lyman as of right now. Now, like I said, he is only, 50 down? 50,000. And with new updates, let's take a look at those. Okay, nothing's really changed for Phil. The Utah Attorney General looks like Derek is going to walk away with that. Tina Cannon, good for her. She was my pick for state auditor. She's starting to have a little bit of an edge there. However, Todd Wheeler, me and him fight on Twitter quite a bit. He's not a huge fan of mine, likewise. But he is in a commanding lead right now over Ronald Mortensen. Ronald Mortensen kind of looks like your everyday grandpa if you were living in Alabama. No offense, Ronald. I love you to death, but, I mean, come on. Just saying. But the one seat we want to keep a really good eye on is this one right here, seat 29. And this is down in Washington County again. And I know I mentioned Washington County a lot because they are really good people. They were part of my district that I was running for, and as far as Utah second. So I understand Washington County a lot more. But seeing these numbers from Utah second district, I do not regret bowing out and letting Colby take that reign. But I'm just saying, right now it's not looking too good. Celeste still is in that little bit of a lead. Hopefully that will shift over here in the next 30 minutes because I do not like this. Colby is too good of a guy to sit on the sidelines. He needs to be back there battling the swamp. He needs to be kicking Celeste, who is just a swamp creature. He needs to kick her out of that seat. I believe he will. These other three counties that need to come in, and who are these other three counties that he needs? So right now he needs Kane County to come on in. He needs Wayne County, and he needs Sevier County to come on in for him. Now, obviously, I live in Sevier County, or at least will have lived in Sevier County. So these guys are they're very patriotic people here, and they know what to do. And these guys aren't dumb, not whatsoever. Now, when it comes to the gubernatorial race, obviously, we're going to keep our eyes on Sanpete County. But right now, Washington County with 100% in, but the numbers have yet to be updated. Looks like Carmen County has updated a little bit, and Carmen is right over here. So let's go take a look over at Carmen County. And this is for Carmen County. Looks like Carmen County is going for Mike Kennedy, but looks like they're really going for John Curtis, which is really surprising. I thought Trent Staggs would have a lot better representation as far as Carmen County is coming in, but who knows? The night is still young. Right now it's only 9:11 at night, so, I mean, the polls have only been closed for just over an hour, and we've only been doing this broadcast for just over an hour. So it'll be interesting to see how this takes place, how this shapes up. But right now, we need to keep our eyes pretty much on everywhere. Some of these counties, though, they really need to hurry up and report in. One of the counties that I'm really surprised has not is Daggett County, as well as Morgan County. Morgan County, with Kara Berkland being in that county, should have already reported. The fact that she has not reported is the most shocking out of almost everybody. All right. Unfortunately, I hate to do this, but congratulations, Blake Moore, on retaining your seat in the United States House of Representatives for Utah's 1st Congressional District. You are the winner by ease. Paul Miller, you ran at least a good campaign. I love you to death. You are my guy. Unfortunately, you did come up a lot short. But you know what? There's nothing to hang your head about. Sometimes you got to take an L before you get a W. But I wish Paul all the best luck in the world. But here's the thing. This is why I think he resonated at least with 20,000 people, is because he is not an establishmentarian, for one, and he is not somebody that's going to kick the can down the road. He is not a career politician. Paul Miller is a a certified electrician. He is a tradesman. And that's what we should have had in this nation, instead of somebody who just wants to, sit behind a desk all day and play politics like Blake Moore. But congratulations, Blake Moore. You retain your seat as the United States House of Representatives member. Oh, so sad. So sad. Let's see what Cache County did for all these guys, because they just reported in. So we're going to take a look over at Cache County. John Curtis, obviously, with 6,900 votes. Then you look at Blake Moore, who got 75% of that county so far with 9,875. So unfortunately, that's exactly where it is. But when it comes down to Logan, this is the thing that really surprises me, is Logan's not one of those yuppie hill, anti-hillbilly going authoritarian counties. So this Phil Lyman is really surprising to me. That's the thing that really kind of, irks me a little bit is some of these numbers are just not adding up the way they're supposed to add up because it seems like a little low. We're going to keep on waiting for Cache County. Maybe something else will happen. But right now, Blakemore is going to retain that seat for the U.S. House of Representatives. We're still waiting on CD2 and CD3. We're going to see how this goes about. But still, the counties that have still yet to report in, looks like Morgan updated theirs a little bit. So let's go take it the county of Morgan, which is just above Summit County here. Basically means you won that county. It's a very small county, not much going on there. And then Morgan County totally went for you know, obviously like or however Phil is winning right now, and that's right now. We got a huge update. We have an update from San Pete. Like I said, this is San Pete County. John Curtis has easily got 54%, and looks like Spencer Cox is keeping his lead for San Pete County. Really kind of shocking, if you ask me. But then again, nothing with San Pete really shocks me. Attorney General Derek Brown and then Tina Cannon is winning that in San Pete County. So San Pete County is showing out a little bit. Come 10 p.m. And if they call this over on Politico, some of these are going to be done and over with. We're going to refresh that because we don't want there to be anything. It looks like they have called Mike Kennedy a call for Celeste Malloy in the second because hopefully Colby Jenkins can't pull ahead of her. And we're going to keep that, we're going to keep our eye on that as much as we can. Like I said, Politico has called Mike Kennedy as winner of the GOP for Utah's 3rd District. They've also called Blakemore with 73% of the vote. I want to see how they're going to take this one. I hope they really have not called this for Spencer Cox. We're about to find out right here. Left-leaning organization. They do not like MAGA Republicans at all. They despise, the MAGA movement. They despise Donald Trump. This is going to be really telling of what they do. So, have not yet called the race for Spencer Cox. Yes, they have. They've called it for Spencer Cox. Improve over here on the state's official website. Now, does Phil Lyman, does he have a chance to maybe take this to court as far as, gathering for Spencer Cox, as far as the how many signatures were verified, how many of them were let me know. We're gonna end this live stream a little bit early. We're probably going to end this live stream just a little bit early tonight. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. This is not exactly how this might go back to the state overall. We're going to take one final look up and down the state. As I've obviously reported, they've all done a fantastic job. No surprise for House 1, even though I thought it'd be a hell of a lot closer. John Curtis is the new, probably more than likely, U.S. Senator for the state of Utah. Congratulations, Senator Curtis, I guess. I'm still going to keep my eye really close to that one right there, U.S. House 2. It looks like 2 out of 3 counties have yet to report in, and there's still going to be updates. Right now, that is still way too close to call. 40-40, and there's 100,000 voters so there's probably 20,000 voters left over. So at least 90 at least. So we're at least 14,000 voters difference. So that can be anybody's vote right there. We're going to keep an eye on that one. Congratulations to Mike Kennedy. And listen, I'm disappointed. If anybody doesn't say that, you're not disappointed, I am definitely disappointed that Phil Lyman is more than likely not going to be the governor of Utah. And now I want to know what you guys' thoughts are as far as SB 54, as far as the caucus convention system. Does this kind of make you just say, oh, screw it, let's just all gather signatures? Should we talk to our elected members of the House and the state Senate and say, hey, look, instead of that big ass threshold of 28,000 for U.S. Senate, 7,000 for U.S. House, should we change it? Who knows? I really want to know what you guys' comments are. And right now, this is just anyway, I want to thank you guys for hopping on tonight and paying attention. And obviously, I'm probably going to see a lot of you guys over on social media. But don't forget to have our regular segment show of Run Real Politics. We're going to have the rant rave of the day. We're going to be doing a lot more of Beyond the Podium podcast, which is for candidates and people in public office. We're also going to be doing a lot more of other things. But as far as the Utah races are concerned tonight for the Utah election, I know I'm disappointed. Let me know if you guys are disappointed in these. And anyway, I'm Todd Jensen. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time. Thank you. God bless. Have a good night.